guys, welcome to Reality with T. So let me talk about Stephanie and Harris, 90 Day Fiance. Before we get started, remember to hit the like and subscribe button and get the notification bell so you can know when I post. Please, let's help me get my subscribers up, okay guys? So remember, so I'm doing the last episode and Sunday's episode, okay? So Stephanie calls Harris Ryan by accident, which I'm like, girl, that means that you interchanging these people, these toys to you way too fast, okay? I mean, I think that's ridiculous. But either way, remember, Stephanie asked Harris to come and stay with her. That's Ryan's cousin. Remember, basically, her and Ryan broke up. And so she called Harris immediately, and he came, and all of a sudden he's ready to stay with her for as long as she wants, do whatever she needs, because he wasn't doing much anyway. Apparently he don't have a job or anything he has to show up for. He's just here to be at her beck and call on this resort and do what she asked him to do. So, you know, she wants to make sure that he knows that she did not have revenge sex with him to get back at Ryan the last time. So what would you call it, honey? You know what I mean? That's what it was. He's like, no, I know you did it. Like, he's saying all the right things. You know what I mean? He's going to lay it on thick because he now has an opportunity that Ryan gave up. Remember, Ryan, she was paying for the rent for his whole family, the food, the lights, the everything, telephone bills. Remember, she has Ryan. She's paying for his job. She brings him gifts, the whole thing. Harris is not about to fumble this bag. You understand what I'm saying? Harris has 3 kids. He has a baby mama. He is not about to fumble this bag. He's like, Ryan, you couldn't do it. I'm going to take over, and I'm going to make sure that I get what I need to get my money from this lady and to head over to the United States so I can send money back home to my family. Okay? So, you know, he tells her, you know, you were meant to be, you and I were meant to be. After her and Ryan broke up, I guess the first time he was calling her every day. So this is how she knows that Harris got her. You know what I mean? Harris wants to be with her. So, you know, like I said, he has 3 kids with who he's calling his baby mother. And he says that they've been together for 14 years, that they broke up, they've been up and down, but they wanted to live together so that they could raise the kids together. For 14 years, I'm pretty sure this man is married. If not, I'm pretty sure that girl believes she's in a relationship with this man, with Harris. I don't believe it in one bit. You live with somebody for 14 years and they're the parent of your 3 kids, y'all are still together. I don't believe it. So, you know, Harris says, you know, to the cameras, Stephanie and Americans are very rich people. You know, I could make a better life if I were to get over there. I could make sure she gets the right treatment. And I'm like, are you like a rehab center for her? Like, what do you mean the right treatment? Okay, whatever. So this episode, we see, you know, Stephanie's people back at her office in the United States. They call her saying, oh, Ryan's mom has been calling the office. They don't know where Ryan has been for the last 3 or 4 days, right? Remember, Ryan supposedly left in a cab and he was heading home. So she's like, listen, they're looking for Ryan. Stephanie says, listen, block the whole family. Block the mother, the cousins, the sisters, the brothers. Block everybody because she doesn't want anything else to do with Ryan. They broke up, and the only person you can leave unblocked is Harris. So she wakes up that day and she says to Harris, you know, basically she gives him money and she says, I want to be surprised today. Just give me a gift. Just give me anything. You spend the day, spend a few hours to think of something incredibly surprising for me. And don't tell me about it. Just do the best you can. Money isn't an object. Whatever money you need, just give me a surprise. I'm just like, this is so sick. I can't even put if you guys could tell me in the comments, I can't even put my finger on the words of what this is. Like, it's beyond desperation. It's like she's just creating this fantasy life for herself. And, you know, I'm waking up. Today I want to be surprised, so do it. You know what I mean? Like, she's treating him like a servant. He's acting like a servant. You know what I mean? He's doing everything she says, but it's just weird that you would have to create the surprise for yourself. Why can't he want to create a surprise for you? Use his own money or his own talents or creativity and create a surprise for you. It's not a surprise if you buy it for yourself, but okay, whatever. So, you know, he says, you know, he said in the past he's cried about the way that his cousin Ryan has treated her, and he really loves her. He knows he loves her. And, you know, she says to him, at one point, well, why did you sleep? Why don't you come and sleep in the room with me tonight? You know, I understand you're trying to be respectful, but tonight I want you to come sleep in the bed with me. Remember, since she's got there, she's been trying to use that's all she's doing, right? Is she's a sex talker. So she's using the guys for the D, right? So now she's like, come get up in the bed with me, okay? You're going to take care of me. You're going to take care of all of me, right? And I'm summoning you to do it. You end up in the bed with me tonight, okay? And since you've been doing everything the way that I've asked you this past day and a half, now you're gonna get everything. You're gonna get everything that you might want, but more so what she wants, right? So she also says, you know what? I also want my psychic Maria to look you in your eyes, and I want to see that your love is coming from the right place, right? So they call the psychic Maria on Zoom. How I don't know how the psychic thing works, but I guess looking at his eyes through the Zoom was helpful. I'm not sure. But you know, Maria says, you know, I think he's a good person, the whole thing. But she asked him, what are you gonna do for her? He says, I'm gonna take care of her. I want to go to America so I can be her bodyguard, so I can clean her garden, so I can, you know, clean her bathrooms, so I can walk her dogs and feed her dogs and cook for her and clean for her. And I'm adding everything to it, but that's pretty much what he said. You know, I basically, and it's kind of sad that he would think this way, I just want to go to America and be her do-boy or her servant as long as I get whatever money she's going to give to me. You know what I mean? And because we know this man is not in love with her. He didn't fall in love with her in 3 days or less. She's not in love with him. She just wants a toy or a slave. It's interesting that she would go to Belize. You know, like, you know what you're looking for when you go to Belize. Those are black people. Those are poor people. You know that you might be able to say, oh, I'm just basically going to dangle my money in front of your face. And people who are really in need are going to do what they need to do to get it. You know what I mean? Because this is the way that they're looking out for their families and themselves. So she has a plan. They're both using each other. But it's just sad that I understand that she might have something that you want, but you're just going to give your life away to this woman to be her sex slave and her servant and the whole thing. And the fact that she is just going around to these countries and doing it is even more ridiculous. And then I was thinking about it, like, I've been to Belize. I don't know why I was thinking Brazil. Like, you know, I was saying Belize. I was thinking they were in Brazil, but I'm like, Belize? I went there. And, you know, you start to talk to some of the folks that live there, you know, they're like, everybody on this island knows everybody. Everybody knows what's going on with everybody. It's a small island. Like, you're not going to find anybody. They will all say that doesn't know another person. So I'm like, of course Ryan knew Harris and her hooked up. Of course he isn't upset about it. Everybody on this island knows when she's coming. They know she has money. Number one, she's not thinking about her own safety. But number two, everybody is plotting on you. Trust me, if Harris fumbles the bag, the next one is going to be in line like, listen, I got you. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, so I feel sorry for her in a way that she is so desperate and lonely, and she feels like her self-esteem is so low that she can't find somebody that is of her worth. You know what I mean? She can find somebody here who has money, who is of her stature, who is her age, but she's going to find these young boys who are struggling, who need some money or, you know, a helping hand, and you're going to use them to be your slave, you know? So either way, they're talking to the psychic now, and he's looking in the psychic. He talks a good game, but it doesn't, you know, there's certain men, it doesn't take too much for them to talk a good game. You know what I mean? They're hustlers. He knows what he wants and he knows how to get it. So the psychic is like, he's a good guy. And, you know, at this point, he's sweating. I mean, his sweat is dripping. So, you know, he's like, oh my goodness, this psychic is going to see through this game. But for some reason, her only concern was his baby mom and her going back to her. So he reassures them again, I will never go back to her. I don't even want to date another Belizean woman. And I will never go back, and the whole thing. And it just sucks that he just completely threw all the women in this country under the bus for some money, but that's another story. So, you know, the psychic thinks he's sincere. Stephanie, I mean, she seems like she's high on meds most of the time. You know, the way she talks, Harris and Mariah, she walks like she's 60 years old. And it's just like, what is she on? You know what I mean? Because, and apparently it's affecting her judgment, because her judgment is pretty bad right now. But, this whole situation is kind of sickening because, you know, you could see her just using him as her boy toy, and you also see him allowing that. One thing I can say about Ryan is at least he didn't allow his dignity to be compromised too much because he left the situation for whatever reason. But at one point, you know, he would check her. Like, you're not going to talk to my mother like that. You're not going to be, just because you have money, you're not going to control my mother or my family. You know what I mean? He set some ground rules. Harrisville looks like he just balls to the wall. Whatever you want, I got it. You know what I mean? We'll see how this works out. Either way, let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. And I'm going to talk about Rebecca and Zied next tomorrow, so tune in.